So here's problem number 4, and there's one piece in here that is tricking most people. So if you didn't get caught in the trickery, awesome, but I want to show it to you just in case. Okay, so lithium is an element. It's a monatomic element because it is not one of the elements on our diatomic list. There's no charge here, so we just write it as Li. And then tin 4 sulfite, excuse me. So this is the one that is a little bit tricky. So tin, the chemical symbol is Sn, and it has a 4 in parentheses, which tells us that this has a +4 charge. Sulfite, if we go to our polyatomic ion list, is SO3, and it has a 2- charge. So I'm going to take this down here and do a little bit of side work so we can see what's going on. So I'm going to come down here. Let's make sure this is still on the camera if I go down here. Okay, good. So if I go down here, we see that we have Sn +4, tin +4, and then we have our SO3 2-. So when we do a switcheroo for this one, the 2 would come down, and then the 4 would go over here, and we would write this as Sn 2 SO3 4. But remember, this is an ionic compound, and so we have a 2 and a 4, which means that we can simplify this because this is ionic. So when we simplify this, it ends up, we can divide both of these by 2, and we get tin, or SnOS3 2. So if you don't do that and you try and balance, you're going to end up doing a lot more work than you need to. Okay, so that's just the side work for this problem. So I'm going to take this final compound formula and stick it up here. So now we have SnSO3 2. So that's something that you want to notice right off the bat when you're balancing these. And then we have lithium sulfite. So lithium has a charge of +1. And then we have our sulfite again, SO3 2-, so that when we do our switcheroo, we get Li2 SO3, and you can write the parentheses on that one or not, just because there's one. And then we have tin over here, monatomic, so I'm just going to write the symbol. So then when you go out and balance, which would be the next step, so we have lithium, tin, and then you can just keep the sulfite as sulfite because it's a polyatomic ion. It exists on both sides, so we can keep it. So we have 1 lithium, 1 tin, 2 sulfites on the left side. And then on the right side, we have 2 lithiums, 1 tin, and 1 sulfite. So we can see right off the bat that our lithiums are not balanced. So we're going to want to do something about that. So we'll put a 2 here, and now that becomes 2. And now our tin is balanced, Sn is balanced, so we can leave that alone. But if we look here, our sulfite is not balanced. We have 1 on this side and 2 on this side. So I'm going to put a 2 here. And immediately I can see that this affects lithium. So 2 times 2, now we have 4 lithium on this side. And then we have 2 sulfites on this side. So now we go back up to the top. Lithium is no longer balanced. We have 4 on this side, and so in order for this to be balanced, we need to have a 4 written in front of our lithium. Oh, and I'm sorry, you can't see that. Okay, so you have to have a 4 written in front of the lithium. I had a 2 there originally, but I just switched it to a 4, and now this changes to a 4, and now everything is balanced. So sorry that got a little bit cut off, but hopefully that will help to explain that one.